putulin mo na ang sungay. So, demonyo yung anak ko. Nako, nakakatuwa to. Juicy ang ating topic for today here on Pop Rica. I hope you guys are ready because ever since becoming a parent, we've gotten our dose of Unli. So, Unli diaper change, but also, you know, my very, very favorite of all the Unlis in the world. Unli, unsolicited advice by everybody. So, Smart Parenting Fam, I hope you are super excited for today's episode on Pop Rica because we will be discussing our most favorite parenting pieces of advice that we never asked for. And let us begin with, habang bata pa, putulin mo na ang sungay. So, demonyo yung anak ko. Kung hindi siya demonyo, ano siya, siguro, rhinoceros? Ano ba talaga? Bakit may sungay, di ba? Okay, so in context, pag sinasabi natin yung batang may sungay, it means yung kasamaan niya. And while I am open to the fact that our children are not perfect and that they need guidance, kasi yun naman talaga yung purpose natin bilang magulang, di ba? Gusto ko lang sabihin na nakakalimutan kasi natin na ang ating mga anak ay hindi lamang may possibility for bad, kung hindi meron din silang possibility for good and greatness. And why do we forget that? It is because of the mindset na, alam mo, kasi kailangan i-correct yan eh. Alam mo, sa pagpapalaki niyan, dapat hindi siya maging masama. You know, they say that words have the power to make worlds, and when we keep professing that our children are may sungay, it's like we're just prophesying and declaring over them na mga demonyo kayo. At yes, okay, puputulin natin yung sungay nila, but that affects so much of their confidence, so much of the way they see themselves, and it is all because of how we see them in the first place. Bakit ba hindi na lang tayo pwedeng mag-stop sa kailangan ng guidance sa mga anak natin? Kailangan nila ng magli-lead sa kanila sa kabutihan at makilala nila ang mga mabubuting parts ng sarili nila at mapigilan nila at hindi na nila gawin yung mga masama. Diba? Isn't that better sounding than calling them people who have horns? Sayang ang pinag-aralan mo kung sa bahay ka lang. Okay, if this is pertaining especially to parents, no? Do you know that to raise children is one of the toughest jobs in the world? What I'm trying to say is that wag nating ilang yung pagre-raise ng mga anak sa loob ng bahay natin at wag nating ilang yung housework. Hindi talaga ako naniniwala na sayang ang isang tao kung inilagay niya ang buong puso niya at isipan sa pagpapalaki ng mga anak niya. Our children are going to be the future world changers, workforce of our nation. Ang dami nilang gagawin para sa ating lipunan. At kung mapapalaki natin sila ng maayos, napakalaking contribution po ng nagawa natin para sa ating bansa, para sa ating mundo, kung saan man sila ilagay ng Diyos. Kung maganda yung deposito na naibigay natin sa kanila nung bata sila, bakit naman sayang lang na nasa bahay lang yung beauty ko? Sundan mo na agad yung anak mo para isang hirap na lang sa pagpapalaki. Eh siya naman yung mahihirapan, hayaan mo na. Charot. Yung totoo lang, minsan mas iniintindi ko na lang where they are coming from and also seeing the truth behind what they're saying. Like this one, I really do think that it is, you know, sometimes more efficient pag napagsunod-sunod natin yung mga anak natin. Kasi nga, isang season of hirap na lang halos sa katawan, sa budget, sa lahat. So, it has its pros and cons. But you know, sometimes I feel like when we say these things, we fail to be sensitive to what the person in front of us is like going through. So I've heard this said to me so many times. At the time when I would just keep losing babies, I would try, but then, you know, miscarry. And in the back of my head, and like, yun nga eh, that's what I was trying to do. But it's just that my reproductive system won't cooperate, right? And it can be touchy. If I'm like the type na madali akong matrigger, that wouldn't have been very helpful to me. Diba? Ito, nasabi na rin to sa akin nung bata ako. Kaya hindi nataba kasi ang haba ng buhok. Sige, hindi ko na i-comment yan. Siguro naman sa dinabi-dami ng studies these days, no, pati na lang bulate, alam naman natin kung bakit hindi natataba ang mga bata. 'Di ba? Maraming iba-iba pong rason yan, pero hindi po kinakain ng buhok yung nutrisyon na dapat na pupunta sa mga katawan natin. Ito panalo. Hindi nyo tinuruan sa bote, paano naman namin yan mahihiram? Libro ba ang anak ko na kailangan ko lang ipahiram sa inyo? Joke. Alam mo, narinig ko na rin yan kasi dati nga, I mean like, exclusively breastfeeding naman ako, direct breastfeeding. So, mahirap na talaga mag-iwan ng anak. But, I mean, huwag na natin pakialaman kung paano nung nanay gustong pakainin yung anak niya kasi mas siya naman yung nakakaalam kung ano yung mas mabuti para sa kanila. There are too many things that parents need to consider. And I think that we, as outsiders, should be a little more sensitive and respectful to why these parents do what they want to do with their children or how they do it. Kasi may reason yon. Hayaan mo siyang umiyak kung hindi masasanay yan. Lagi ka na lang magsusunod-sunuran sa kanya. Ito na naman tayo dun sa emotions, na parang bakit ba mali pag umiiyak? First of all, I think, kailangan nating ma-accept na ang mga bata, primary language nila, habang tumatanda, nawawala ito because they're learning to regulate themselves and they know how to use language. But the younger they are, crying is a primary way of alerting us that something is wrong or that they need something, right? At pag hinahayaan lang natin sila, I think what happens is that they learn to like shut up and keep things to themselves because they feel like hindi naman ako mapapakinggan. No one is going to talk to me and no one's gonna hear me out. But I think also the main sentiment of this phrase is that pag manipulate ka ng anak mo, hayaan mo lang siya. Siguro ito yung mga sinasabi ng mga ibang nanay o mga, tita-tita natin na huwag mo na pansinin yan kasi kung hindi masasanay lang yan, di ba? And I do get what they mean. But there is another way of engaging children when they are already at that point where they cry and cry just to get what they want, even if it's not good for them. To me, it's really just, okay, cry, you can cry to me. I know, I understand you're frustrated. I know, I would have wanted that cookie as well, that entire cookie as well. But it's really not good for you. I'm so sorry. Can I just hug you? You just have to sit through it for a while until they release all of their emotions. Pero pagkatapos wala na. He forgot about it. He was okay na after it. But, the point was made. I'm not gonna let you destroy yourself. But also at the same time, I will be with you even as you cry. I'm not going to ignore you. I'm not gonna leave you alone. But engaging with you doesn't mean I'm going to let you do everything that you want to do for yourself because clearly some of the things you want to do are not good for you. Napakadaming arte ng mga magulang ngayon. Ng panahon naman namin ay hindi uso ang ganyan pero lumaki namang maayos ang mga anak ko. Okay, where do we begin? First of all, I do think that there are a lot of things that are very different about the way that we parent today. First of all, it's like the information age. So, mas marami kaming alam, hindi dahil mas magaling kami, kung hindi, mas marami lang pong informasyon na available sa amin. And that has naturally added up to the list of things that we could do as parents for our children which may not have been available during the time before. Kaya talagang masasabi mo na parang mas maarte nga kami. And in some cases, I feel like that's true, na mas maarte nga talaga. But, I would say, bakit hindi na lang natin i-celebrate na mas may pakialam ang mga magulang ngayon na gawin yung tama para sa anak nila. Medyo ma-overdo man natin from time to time if it comes from a place of, just really wanting to give the best for our children. Don't we want to celebrate that than actually just staying ignorant and complacent and lazy? I have to say in this comment that magkahalo yan. We can all learn something from them, like the previous generations, on how much more relaxed they are and less stressed they are in some areas of parenting versus the way that we do it now, because sometimes we can really go like hyperextend. You know, I mean, like I'm not saying these things because I feel like we're better, but there are things that are better in this generation, but there are also some things that we could learn from the previous generations na feeling ko mas nagawa nila ng mas tama at mas mabuti. So parang paghaluin mo, then you get the best of both worlds. So for the parents who received this, I had been like a receptor of these things as well. And what always helps me is that when they sound insulting, when they're really not encouraging, alam niyo yung pumasok dito, lumabas sa kabila. Ganun na lang po. Kasi pwede naman sabihin sa atin, pero pwede rin naman nating i-refuse or hindi i-accept. Kahit di natin sabihin sa kanila pabalik, pwede nating sabihin sa mga kalooban natin na hindi totoo yun, hindi ko kailangan tanggapin yun. And lastly, para naman sa lahat, isama nyo na rin po ako dahil nagawa ko naman na din to before, na hindi natin mapigilan magbigay ng unsolicited advice. Gawin po natin yung part natin na try to bite your tongue. Minsan ganun ako. Meron akong mga very strong opinions in my head na I would stop myself from saying because I feel like, you know, this is the parent of that child. That child is not mine. And I'm pretty sure this parent has a way of raising this child up in the world that will be unique to them and that would be perfect for them in a way that I probably wouldn't think of because that's not my context. That's not what God has given me. Even when we are super right about something, that's what we feel at least, no? Why can't we just keep quiet and always just be available for others? Diba na hindi ko kailangan sabihin yung tama sa'yo. I trust and pray that God will lead you to what's best for your children. And if the time comes that they do get to ask you about it, then I guess that's your moment. You can grab that chance and opportunity to tell them what you really think instead of just giving it in a very unsolicited and even insulting and not helpful way. Diba? Minsan kasi tama naman talaga yung mga naiisip natin at gusto talaga nating i-share sa kanila. But when it is out of time, it can be not received in a very good way, correct? So, to all the parents out there, moms, dads, our Smart Parenting Village, I hope you got a little bit of something from this vlog, a little bit of fun, a little bit of katarayan, but also a little bit of comfort that hindi kayo nag-iisa, na marami po tayo na may mga unsolicited advice from the other parents out there. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. So if you did, please subscribe and share this video. Signing out now!